Hi, I'm Dr. Sharyl Truty. I'm here with Wen Raiti. We had some technical difficulties, but we're back here live on Facebook Live, and our topic today is tea and the health benefits of tea. So Wen and I were just talking about the different types of tea, and we kind of covered, I think, green tea pretty well. So tell me about, a little bit more about maybe a more popular tea that a lot of people know about, and that's black tea, right?
Yes, black tea. Actually, in America, most popular is oolong tea, one of those six types of tea. And let me go over a review. And others have not very popular, not very well known.
Okay.
Just briefly.
Okay.
For example, the white tea has the effect of protect liver. The reason that it has a protection of the liver is rich in flavonoids. Protect the liver. The yellow tea is for everyone because the fermentation process that will help to increase the appetite. The black tea, actually in Chinese term is a red tea based on the color. And it is about like 30 to 50% fermentation process. The black tea in traditional Chinese medicine is born in stomach. The reason that it's born in stomach because of the fermentation process. It has the chemical reaction produce something like microorganisms, probiotics, and then you increase the circulation for someone that needs coffee and cold hands. That black tea will be good for.
So talking about black tea, so a lot of people would consider black tea, oolong tea to be black tea, but that's really not the case. They're actually two separate types of tea, right?
Yes. Yeah. Because of the fermentation process, a little bit different.
Okay.
But oolong tea is usually between 50% to 70% fermented.
Okay.
Sometimes people call it semi-fermentation.
Okay.
So in this fermentation process, oolong tea has produced certain chemicals that control the cholesterol and also reduce the fat called tannins.
Yeah. So with black tea, like you said, oolong tea is going to have more of a fermentation process, and that can be very good for your gut health. Like you said, a lot of more microorganisms and promoting the good bacteria in the gut that can be helpful to what we're finding out is just a whole bunch of different medical conditions, even autoimmune type of conditions. So black tea, in your strictest sense, as you define it, is a little less fermented. Oolong tea is fermented even more. And then, like you said, black tea is rich in tannins. Yeah. So there's a lot of medical studies that are showing that black tea can be very helpful for a lot of cardiovascular or heart conditions, and exactly because of that reason. The other thing is they mentioned black tea being very helpful for kidney stones. So people who have kidney stones on a regular basis may benefit from drinking black tea on a regular basis. So again, they mention it in black tea. Hard to know whether they truly mean oolong or they mean black tea in the traditional sense. But, and then there's even been some studies to show it can be helpful with Parkinson's disease. There was some studies that show that people who drank black tea on a regular basis had a decreased incidence of Parkinson's disease. Hard to know exactly what is going on there, but also a very interesting finding of health benefits of black tea.
That's also true. And the last type of tea, the sixth type of tea, is dark tea. Today, because in dark tea family, many types. But today I would like to share with you is the pure tea. Like on the table here, so everyone can see it's very dark.
Yeah.
See that?
So you call this dark tea as opposed to different from black tea, different from oolong tea. This is dark tea.
Correct.
Okay.
And then this is 100% fermented.
100%
border to Tibet and Burma.
Okay.
And it's a really high mountain area.
Yes.
The tea trees,
Yeah.
they call it tea trees. I mean, tea tree literally is a bush. It's
Okay.
not really tall.
Okay.
But this is a really big tree.
Yeah.
It could be as old as 500 to 1,000 years old.
Okay. Wow. So these are, and so it has to be that old before they start to create these leaves.
No, it's not because of it, because the villagers
Mm-hmm.
throughout their,
Okay.
many thousand years
Okay.
of searching for the medicine,
Okay.
medical cure.
Cultivated these types of.
Yes, they
Okay.
found this type of trees,
Okay.
the leaves when they bring home
Okay.
have that medicinal benefit
Okay.
that becomes treasure of the family. This is in the mountain.
Right.
The villagers
Yeah.
have to climb up to the mountain
Yeah.
to find a tree
Yeah.
for half day
Wow.
to collect as much as they could and bring back home
Wow.
another half day.
Wow.
And also it's because it's in a mountain area.
Okay.
It's only a few months in the year it's available, so
Okay.
they can access to the mountain.
Okay.
So that
And this is,
leaves
like you said, poor or pure tea.
pure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how and what health? I mean, this is I have not seen that in the literature anything specifically on this, but what health benefits does it seem like it provides?
Mhm. So because it's 100% fermented,
Mhm.
it has a lot of probiotic microorganisms in
Okay.
this tea.
Okay.
It's
So again, gut health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not only gut health, that's it, and it also cleans your intestinal system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is really well known
Okay.
tea for treating cancer patients after the chemo.
Okay.
Because of that microorganism will help to cleanse the intestinal systems, all this bacteria.
Okay. So again, someone suffering from leaky gut, this might be something that they would might benefit from. Yes, I know you have it here, and
This is the tea cake.
okay.
If they do it right,
Uh-huh.
and that's the tea that they usually store in
Okay.
the village's family.
Okay.
It's like their treasure or
Yeah.
their wealth.
Yeah.
So the wealthier family, they have a bigger cake or more cake.
Okay.
And then when they marry up their daughters, this is as part of the daughter. What do you call it?
Dowry.
Dowry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's truly considered a treasure, very valuable because of its health benefits there.
Yes. It is from that mountain.
Yeah.
And the trees that old. Yes.
And
So this is my personal collection. It's
Okay.
only very small, tiny part left.
Okay.
And that's why I'm going to share with you. And
Thank
you
you.
can see that, you can feel the benefits of this old ancient tea.
Wow. Wow.
We also have a video on our website
Uh-huh.
talking about how this tea processed.
Okay. So great. You can go to thehouseofleafandbean.com if you're kind of fascinated by this tea and check out their video on how this is processed. But this is really an interesting flavor. Like you said, it's definitely very earthy. I know you and I were talking earlier and you described it as an earthy flavor, and it definitely sort of has that.
And you have to drink it and then let it go through your stomach to enjoy the aftertaste.
Okay. Yeah.
So when you drink tea, you got to be mindful rather than thinking that you're always in a rush.
Yeah.
I often say drinking tea, or our tea ceremony is art form of the tea, and as a form of relaxation.
Yeah.
So when we drink tea, not only you enjoy the health benefits,
Yeah.
but also enjoy the moment that you have for yourself.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I think drinking tea can be a mindful moment. Again, another thing that sort of helps to bring about holistic healing. And some of that comes, I think, from maybe even the mindfulness surrounding the preparation of a tea. Because I know there's a lot of ceremony that can go around and traditionally in preparing a tea. So I don't know that everybody really knows, maybe the most beneficial way to prepare a tea. So tell me a little bit about that.
So, traditionally, the tea ceremony is a 1 hour process.
Okay.
And the whole process is no talking, only the music is the background, or like instrument performance, live performance.
Yeah.
That's the traditional way.
Yeah.
It's more like ritual, or more like a special occasion.
Yeah.
For the elite.
Yeah.
To have a small group.
Yeah.
And watch how the tea process, how the tea prepare for the guests.
Yeah.
That's a traditional way.
Okay.
But what we do here
Yeah.
in House of Belief and Being, we modify for our, our needs, our community needs.
Yeah.
So I call it American tea ceremony. So we do have some talking about the tea benefits, about how the tea coming to here.
Yeah.
The whole process is more of the enjoyment.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment, enjoy the present, enjoy the company.
Yeah.
And then we will show how, from tea leaves to the tea mug, and then to tea cup. And how we start drinking it, we smell the tea first, like we're drinking wine. Yeah. And then we have a small sip, and get through your throat, you feel the tea goes through your throat, and then enjoy the aftertaste. Yeah,
exactly. So to kind of summarize, so there are 6 teas that, what one would really consider tea, and that's green tea, which, we have a lot of health benefits for.
We have green tea,
We've talked white tea,
yellow tea, oolong tea, black tea,
and then dark tea.
Dark tea is right here.
Exactly.
Very dark, you see? So dark.
So, I know a lot of people bring up red tea, but red tea really isn't a tea, right?
Well, red tea depends on how you define the red tea.
Sure.
So red tea in Chinese means it's a black tea in America.
Okay.
So in Chinese, they define red tea because the color of the tea itself looks red.
Right.
But I think in America, when we call it red tea, probably more related to like rooibos, hibiscus.
Right.
When you brew the tea using hibiscus or rooibos, the tea really red. Right. So that's the difference. Right.
So, Rubios or rooibos is really what the plant is that, is the red tea. And that's different from the plants that create these types of teas. And maybe in the future we'll spend a whole time talking about, herbal teas, because you can get into, ginger tea and hibiscus tea and rooibos tea and peppermint tea, lemongrass, and a whole different set, which are really more sort of, in a sense, herbals that are just sort of prepared in a tea way. Exactly. So practicalities. If I'm at home, how do I prepare tea at home? What would you recommend if I'm at home?
Yeah, if you're at home, for example, right, you have loose tea leaves. Right. And then I would say here, even for 12 ounce of tea mug, it would be 1 scoop. I say scoop, maybe like 1 teaspoon tea leaves. And then you put it in the infuser. And you pour the water, depends on type of tea. So different type of tea using different type of temperature of the water. So for example, green tea is 175 Celsius. And degrees. And white tea and yellow tea is 185 Celsius. And oolong tea is 195. Black tea, dark tea, and herbal tea, like hibiscus, rooibos, this type of herbal tea. We recommend it using boiling water, like 212 Celsius.
Fahrenheit?
Yeah, Fahrenheit.
So all those temperatures, are so somewhere in that upper 200 range. Now, most of us are probably not going to put a thermometer in our water and measure it. So for the most part, you take the tea to boiling, right? And then you kind of let it, once the water is at boiling, you then take it off and let it fall slightly below.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. I think that's a very good practice.
Yeah.
Home.
When you're on the practicality, exactly.
Yeah.
But whereas I'm sure you here probably get that exact temperature when you're making your tea.
Correct. And usually it sits for 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So green tea could the easiest because the green tea itself is the least processed.
Yes.
And then we just boil, just first boil, and then turn on.
Yeah.
And pour it on.
Just put it in right away. Yeah. And did you recommend covering it?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I would recommend covering it.
Okay.
Let the steam sip through.
Okay.
So in our tea ceremony process, we have one small step we call awaken the tea leaves.
Okay.
So then we pour the hot water in,
Yeah.
and then we rinse out, so the tea leaves open out.
Yeah. Very neat. I know some of those ceremonies can be beautiful. I've always had people ask a question to me, well, I can't take a lot of caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
I can't drink too much caffeine. So there's a tip that Dr. Weil gave us when we did our training. I'm interested to see what you say. Is that caffeine itself is very highly water soluble. And so what you can do, of course, this is probably easier with a tea bag or a tea basket, is you can make 2 cups of water that are really, really hot, put that tea bag or tea basket in the first one for really just a minute, and then switch it over to the second one. And in the first one, all the caffeine will sort of come out right away very quickly. And then the second one, if you leave that in for 10 minutes, then you'll get really the tea without a lot of caffeine.
Well, you mentioned the tea bags. I would not recommend tea bags at all myself because I am all for cleaner, organic.
Yeah.
So just imagine the tea leaves that using pesticides.
Yeah.
When all these chemicals stay on the tea leaves. So when we use the tea leaves to put in our tea cup, and we are not, of course, we get the benefits of the from the tea leaves, but we also taking all those chemicals, the residuals on the tea leaves.
Sure.
So I would not recommend it. Plus, whenever you have a tea bag, you do not know what all goes into the tea bag because the chop is so fine. And then you put it in a tea bag, it's another way, another process, a refining process to get the tea bag.
Okay.
So I always recommend people to drink tea leaves tea, and it's all organic.
Yeah.
That's why I think that if you want to get the best, benefits or the best out of the tea is organic tea.
Yeah. And you, so getting a tea basket might be a very, practical thing if people don't like to drink loose, tea. And I know you sell some of those here, and there's all different types, to find to make it easy.
Yes, actually, we make it really easy for our customers to have a loose tea. So we have a tea mat, and we have an infuser in the tea mat. So you can put your tea leaves in, pour your water in, and then you cover it.
Yeah.
In 3 minutes,
Yeah.
take the infuser out.
Yeah.
And then the tea is ready for you.
Okay.
It's a very simple way
Yeah.
to make your own tea at home.
Yeah.
And then after you drink for first infuse, and then you can put more water in 2 to 3 times infuse, so you can take, best use of the tea leaves with your honey. Because 1 teaspoon tea leaves, you can have 3 cups of tea in different strengths.
Okay.
Caffeine.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's very, very true.
Yeah, and then if some people have caffeine issues,
Right.
you can drink tea less caffeine.
Right.
Certain green tea has really not much green tea, like herbal tea, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Herbals, hibiscus,
Right.
peppermint,
Right.
has no caffeine at
Right.
all.
Right.
So we have a house blend called Summer Beauty.
Right.
It's 3 herbs in it. It has viscous peppermint and rooibos. We mix it.
Right.
It's
No,
really-
absolutely. If you want, like you said, if you want to avoid caffeine, herbal teas are good. But if you want to get that other health benefits of the teas from the tannins and from the ECGC, with green tea, like you said, you can kind of consider some different ways to prepare it, or come here to talk to you and ask what green tea has less caffeine, in it.
Yes,
So,
definitely. We can teach them how to make a green tea less caffeine.
yes, exactly. So I know we had a question that earlier someone put together. It's from Layla, and she was asking, does temperature matter in the preparation of herbs? So, again, we kind of talked about some of the different water temperatures. Go through those again. So for green tea, what's sort of the
So green
temperature?
tea is 175 Fahrenheit. I'm sorry, not Celsius.
Yeah.
White tea, yellow tea is 185 Fahrenheit.
Okay.
Oolong tea is 195.
Okay.
Black tea, dark tea,
Yeah.
or herbal tea
Yeah.
is boiling point 212 Fahrenheit.
Okay. So black tea, much hotter water, and green tea, maybe a little less hot. Okay. And then another question was, how do you best store herbs? So how are you going to, what's the best way to store this tea? Is there, like can you just put it out on your kitchen shelf and not a big deal, or do you need to store it?
Yeah. So I would recommend to store your tea in a cool, dark, and dry place.
Yeah.
Like you can see in our cafe, we don't have a lot of things display
Right.
just for that reason.
Yeah.
And so that the tea is stored in a container we recommend, like in a glass jar.
Right.
And they also isolated.
Yeah.
So that moisture will not impact the tea leaves.
And I think that's true for most herbs. Cool, dark, dry place is usually the best place to keep tea stored. I mean, how long can you keep a tea stored and sort of expect that its potency will be maintained?
2 to 4 years.
2 to
Like
4 years.
I store my dragon rock green tea in my refrigerator.
Okay.
Yes. So stay fresh.
Stay fresh
Mhm.
as long as you possibly can. Okay. And typically, we talked a little bit about that last question. Part of the question was, how much? So generally, about a teaspoon of tea is what we'll use when we're
Correct.
preparing.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we just like a 12-ounce cup, I said 1 teaspoon.
Yeah.
Will be sufficient. But if someone who likes to drink tea and
Yeah.
who wants to have more caffeine in your system,
Yeah.
2 teaspoons.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes I think if you can find it hard to drink maybe as many cups as you like. I mean, a lot of the medical studies have been done. It looks like it's 6 cups or 3 cups for black tea for cardiovascular disease.
Yeah.
But you can sort of maybe strengthen the tea that you have and maybe take a little bit if you don't notice any side effects. So, do sort of a double strength green tea or a double strength black tea.
So in China, people are drinking 3,000 years. Tea becomes part of daily life.
Right.
So we can pretty much drink tea from morning to night.
Yeah.
Because you don't have that effect of caffeine.
Yeah.
Me myself, I don't usually drink tea at night, but I'm okay with the tea that really late.
Yeah.
And actually help me to calm my body and go to sleep well.
Yeah.
So everybody is different.
Yeah.
But I think drinking tea is not an issue. You can drink tea from morning to night.
Yeah.
And it is a natural outcome
Yeah.
that help our bodies to each level.
Yes.
So why not?
Yes. Exactly. So yeah, I know there's a lot of coffee drinkers out there, and coffee is good as well, and may have its own set of health benefits. But there's just so much fantastic medical literature on the health of all of these different types of green tea, that it's hard not to say, hey, maybe considering, doing a little more tea might be worth considering throughout the day.
That's true. I agree with you. Coffee has its own charm.
Yeah.
But I think that moderation is the key.
Yeah.
But drinking tea does not need to be in moderation.
Right.
You can drink it day in and day out. Because I would say, again, it's a natural alkaline.
Yeah.
It's like drinking alkaline water.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as if drinking organic tea. Not the water tea or the processed tea.
Yes, I think that's a very good point. What you may pick up in a grocery store, that's a pre-bottled tea, or from the local convenience store, is not quite the same thing. Probably is not going to have those health benefits because we don't know how it was processed. We don't know its source. So just like any supplement, any food, when you're looking to get those health benefits of tea, it's probably a good idea to know the source and shop and look for places where you're going to get that great quality. And don't be afraid to ask questions, right?
Yeah.
Like, is this organic or where is this from?
Right, exactly. You got to know what you're drinking or what you're eating every day. And I wanted to say here, say something about the bottled tea.
Yeah.
Some customers came here to ask me, I used to sodden tea. That means a lot of sugar. I'm sorry, we don't have that kind of sweet tea, but if you want to put some sweetener, I would recommend you put some honey there, but not on green tea. Black tea is okay. Green tea I do not, because when you drink a cold brew green tea, you already taste the freshness and a little bit sweet in it because of the tea leaves itself has certain elements that have a sweet taste. If you change that and you put sweeteners, just change the chemical itself in the tea.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend for sure, coming, here to the House of Leaf and Bean and experimenting with some different teas. Nobody wants to buy a whole package of tea and then find out that they don't necessarily like it. When you maybe take some of the sugar out, you really begin to get nuances, just like wine, right? Wine has a lot of nuances. You can go and probably spend time doing a tea tasting and really, pick up on the nuances of the tea and then find something to take home that you'll enjoy.
Right. And your body likes it. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
To make your body sing.
I love it. I love it.
Let's enjoy more of the best tea in this house.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. A toast to good health.
Yes. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Enjoy.
This is just really fantastic. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, it's Wen Raiti, House of Leaf and Bean. Website is houseofleafandbean.com. And they're located at the corner of San Pablo and Beach. And please come for lunch or dinner and enjoy some tea, as well as some of the fantastic different foods that they have. And I know you're always putting on different workshops. Do you have any upcoming workshops that people might be interested in?
Well, we have a regular tea ceremony on Sundays, 4 to 5.
Okay, so you can experience a real tea ceremony.
Right.
Yeah.
The tea ceremony and a different type of tea. They can request what kind of tea they want to try.
Yeah.
And even sometimes they request a very expensive tea. I say, okay, if you request it, and that means you know the tea, I will get it to you. So keep it a secret, right?
Yeah.
And we also have a regular meditation called Uplifters.
Okay.
Meditation is free guided.
Okay.
On Tuesday, Thursdays evening, 7 to 8.
Okay.
And of course, we have all different types of other workshops.
Yeah.
Every month is different.
Yeah.
And the upcoming workshops that we highly recommend is our sushi class.
Sushi class.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So we're using all organic, vegan ingredients instead of fish.
Yeah.
There's a little bit taste.
Yeah,
There's a
I bet you my
little-
husband would like that because he's vegetarian and he doesn't eat fish, so that would be interesting for him.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then we also have another workshop coming is 52 weeks of positive transforming your life. Is done also be a workshop.
Uh-huh.
So by coming to this workshop, you get a free book and also discussion with Tammy Mom. She is the author of the book and also
Hypnotherapist.
Yeah.
Yes, Tammy Mom.
Yes.
Yes.
So I would recommend that.
Yeah.
She's really great.
And they can check out your website for information on that, or better yet, stop by and have some tea. And I know you have a board with all your upcoming workshops for people. I'm Dr. Sharyl Truty. I'm owner of Balanced Physician Care. And we're located in Ponte Vedra, just right off of JTB, a little bit south. And our website again is balanced with a D, physiciancare.com. And this type of presentation, we're going to be doing this lunch hour health hour. We're going to be doing on a regular basis on, for the most part, Thursdays, but occasionally like this on some other days. You and I talked about doing an upcoming one, probably in the next 4 weeks or so on tofu, right?
Right.
I think a lot of people are intimidated by tofu, so hopefully we'll have a lot of good things to say about how to prepare it and what its health benefits are. So hopefully we'll see you again next Thursday at our noon lunch hour, where we're going to be talking a little bit about eye health and some herbals that will be helpful for you on that. So thank you very much for joining in today. I'm Dr. Sharyl Truty. Have a great and healthy day.
Yes, happy day.